Eytan has been doing the show with us Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and we've been telling you throughout the day you can hear and see more of Eytan and Harry Mays, as those guys are going to be doing a new podcast, kind of a video cast on our website, 973ESPN.com, and the podcast is called
Derailed, and it's a pretty good representation of the time in which Harry and I worked together for a couple of months, actually, on a different radio station, of course. And the beauty of the radio show, at least in my opinion, was that no matter what we had planned ready to go from a sport radio standpoint, it was always derailed because both of us have it in ourselves, different means to the same end, to just say, well, hold on a second, and ask a question or take something like an analogy or a quip down a road that goes 10 to 12 minutes. And I'll give Harry credit, right, because I can talk, I can do a show out of a phone booth. I'll give Harry credit. He once said on the air, not with me, but with a different person, and he was so right, I can make Doug Peterson wearing a visor compelling for 15 minutes. And he's right. Harry can make anything compelling. So you put the two of us together, and there's no way that we're going to be able to get through one topic of the show, and it kind of plays off that. I'll give you a quick little synopsis. We had to give Josh, our employee of the month here, a write-up of what we talked about. I couldn't remember what we talked about outside of like two things because we mentioned 50 different things.
Great.
That's a long way around what we're doing.
Well, Harry Mays joins us now here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline to just kind of continue to derail this conversation. We've been not talking about anything serious, Harry, essentially the entire day, so you'll fit right in.
That sounds like a good show. And Mike, great to be with you, Ryan Rothstein, Eytan Shander, and Josh. But that's what everybody needs is more access to Eytan. You know, like if the hours that you're giving him on your great show aren't enough, we need more. We need more access because he can't stop talking. He doesn't ever run out of takes or opinions. The guy's a beast.
It is insane, too. Like, you know, he told me earlier, it's funny because he messed up his whole schedule. He's like, hey, I'm going to do the show today, but I have to bounce out early because I have a national show to do after. I'm like, don't you ever get tired of just talking about these things?
No, I know. He does these national shows. I guess it's SB Nation Radio or something. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. I don't know that but the energy level that he has is only rivaled by our president, who happens to be in his 70s, by the way. But I mean, like, it's unbelievable. Like Eytan could go and deal with world leaders. He'd go down to Mexico and try to defend the border, and then he'd go have a rally in like frickin' Nashville or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable.
I know. So the concept of your guys' podcast, which it's on our website now, 973ESPN.com. You can go listen to it there. I've listened to it this morning. The concept is really the two of you are just sitting around at this
Great American Pub.
The Great American Pub at Conshohocken. Yeah. And like you can't even get past the fact that whatever city you're in is handing out parking tickets, and then you're going to name every other city in the area that also has problems handing out parking tickets.
Yeah, and then potholes, and then I think we got the John Lithgow, and like it just we have an uncanny knack, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The people will decide, but we can go from just like subject to subject, rabbit hole to rabbit hole, and then finally wind it back to the Eagles.
Yes. You're right. Uncanny is a great way to describe it, and it's like I don't even think about it. You know, that's the whole thing of the podcast. We sat down, we shot. That episode was meant to be a sound check. All that episode was meant to be
45-minute sound
was
check.
Me just turning on the camera to see if it sounded and looked okay, and then the Ricochet thing picked up. And we have a 6-minute conversation about how Harry Mays has no idea who John Lithgow is because of me bringing up the Ricochet on the table.
Who's John Lithgow? I don't know.
See, I don't believe that you and Harry have no idea who
swear,
John Lithgow is.
I really don't know.
And you don't go Third Rock, you go Ricochet. That's his best work ever.
I've never even – who are you talking to? I haven't even heard of Ricochet. I haven't been to the movies in 20 years.
You see?
He's seen Titanic and Rocky II. That's it.
I don't know if you caught that, Harry, but this is something where we definitely need your opinion on. It's been at least 20 years, if you believe it, that Mike Gill has stepped inside a movie theater. 20 years.
Well, it could be 96. When did
he walked out of it?
The People versus – I didn't walk out. The People versus
Larry Flint.
Last movie I saw in the theater.
I think that was 96 or something, wasn't it?
I believe
you're right. December 25th, 96.
So 96 is the last time I was in a theater.
Harry pulling that year out.
I'm a big Hustler fan, actually. He knows. But actually, I'm going to a movie tonight.
What are you seeing?
I'm going to a screening of Bohemian Rhapsody, the biopic for Freddie Mercury.
Now, we talked about that
I do have
in the
interest in
podcast as well.
Yes.
Now, see, this is what I brought
I
up
have
on the
interest in seeing it, but I'm not breaking the streak. It's gone too far, Harry. It's gone too far.
Yeah, you can't break the streak.
No, now you have to no longer go to the movies. That's just that's your life now. Yeah.
The one thing I'd like to see, and this is what I brought up, and it's not a criticism so much, it's just something I'd like to see, is why can't they grab actual footage and make this like a real documentary? Why does it have to be whoever the hell's starring in it?
Because it's
Christian Bale as
Freddie Mercury.
It's probably not true, right? So they can't use real clips.
But
I don't
think
know.
about all the crap that they got into that is true.
True, yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. I agree, but I'm still interested in it because I was a big Queen fan. I'm a big rock and roll guy from the 70s. I'm old, man. Like this is right in my wheelhouse.
We're going to expect a very detailed review from you on the next Derailed coming up this week.
I've got to jot it down. In fact, I jotted down 4 other topics that we can get into.
Oh, I love it.
I'm doing more goddamn prep for this stupid podcast than I ever did for my show.
I love it. I was just about to say, if we have Harry Mays prepping for this podcast, it's already a winner.
Well, the difference is most radio shows, they only give you one topic. It's only Eagles.
Right.
That's all you're allowed to talk about.
That's right. Yeah, or maybe Markel Fultz or Brett Brown and stuff like that. But, yeah, you're absolutely right.
See, damn it, we were talking about urine today on this program.
Yeah, at great length. Guys, when I was getting brought in, I mean, what is this, like Moises Alou or something?
Well, okay, so this is the genesis of this conversation. I'll be fast.
He was brought up.
Booger McFarland criticized Odell Beckham Jr. for running in and using the toilet instead of going in his pants. And that opened up a conversation about Moises Alou for the calluses and other people doing this. Yeah. So I asked a question, and I thought it would be easy, one-sided. Like, think about your day-to-day at the office, wherever you work. Right. Who would you rather deal with? Somebody who drinks their own urine or somebody who urinates on their hands like Moises Alou? And for whatever reason, Gil is shocked that way more people would rather deal with the person who drinks as opposed to somebody you have to shake their hand or touch something they're on.
Or they touch the keyboard or they work in the same studio. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. But it's funny McFarland says that. He's right, because the linemen will always pee in their pants, offense or defense. Like Baldy would pee in his pants. But the skill position players all run to the bathroom. I mean, I did college games on the sidelines for a few years, and you'd see guys just running into the tunnel. And it's like, well, where are they going? Well, they can't put a towel around them and just do it on the field because of certain stadiums. So they run in, but all the linemen would just pee in their pants.
How come we never see any stained pants?
Right. How come John Madden never circled it on Monday night or
tell us?
Yeah, they're well hydrated, guys. They're well hydrated.
Yeah.
They can't get a porta potty out there. It's the NFL. It's $1 billion business.
Right. They set up that stupid tent for the injuries. Can't they just have a porta john in there?
Makes sense.
The
it's a great point.
Number 2?
Great point.
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of way that you don't have to have the cameraman following poor Odell Beckham down the tunnel while this idiot on the booger mobile is following him down there to get reaction. It was preposterous.
The booger urine mobile.
How'd you like to be the fans in those first couple rows behind the booger mobile, having to watch the game on a stupid television set while you paid, $500 or whatever it is to sit down there? That's an outrage.
Do you not know ahead of time that you're going to be your views eclipsed by the booger mobile?
Well, I think
those seats should be discounted.
I think he moves up and down the sideline on that thing.
He does.
Yeah. So. Somebody actually tweeted this out, like, what's going to happen when the Eagles play Monday night? Like, the Eagle fan's going to have Booger McFarland sitting in front of him with his television set. Someone's going to run on the field and snap that screen monitor right off the damn mobile.
Someone's going to pee on Booger.
Either that or one of those Miller Lite bottles, those aluminum bottles.
That's right.
That stupid screen. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm surprised nobody has done that yet to Booger McFarland.
Oh, it's coming.
Well, you would think that somebody – because – I mean, the broadcasts have been awful, right? So as they're getting more and more attention for how bad these now people are writing about it and they're writing about this booger mobile, that somebody's going to finally be like, I'm going to be the guy that does something to this guy, right? I mean, that's coming, isn't it?
Has to be.
Leave it to Philly. They'll do it.
All right, Harry, we set the over-under at 1.5 innings of playoff baseball that you've watched. I'm taking the under.
Oh no, I watched the entire game last night.
Wow.
And I watched.
Wait a second. You went World Series Game 1 over the Markelle Fultz experience?
No, I saw Harry tweeting about Fultz.
Well, no, I've got the double TV stacked in the.
Yeah, he's got a man cave and a half.
So I got the whole thing going on, but I've watched. I'm totally enthralled by the American League. I think it's more entertaining baseball. So I watched the Houston-Boston series, all 5 games, not every inning, but a portion of every game.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just thought you didn't have patience. I know you appreciate sports. I just think that now that you've got more time on your hands, you're like, I don't have the patience to sit through a game because I don't need to talk about it the next day.
No, I love this Benintendi guy. I think he's a fabulous baseball player, and I like watching him, Mookie Betts, and a lot of those players on that team.
This is pretty fascinating because we've gotten to the point where, I played baseball, I still coach baseball, and I have zippo interest in the World Series right now.
You're coaching kids. Hey, don't listen to me. I hate this sport.
Guys should be playing football.
I don't like the brand of baseball that is being played today. Like this.
I don't. I agree with you. Gabe Kapler baseball I cannot watch. I can't do it.
That's baseball in general.
The Boston team is fun to watch. Houston was fun to watch. I like Kershaw. I like some of these Dodger players. So I'm interested in the World Series.
What about? I saw you tweet this earlier. I didn't listen to the clip, but what did A-Rod say that you were all backing him, saying that he gets it?
Oh no! Well, he was just doing his thing on the Fox pregame show, and this whole throng of Boston fans were right off the set yelling, "A-Rod sucks! A-Rod sucks!" at just incredible volume. And finally, he just turns around and just sort of like is encouraging them.
Nice.
It was great.
Nice.
I tell you, man, A-Rod is awesome on TV.
I agree. I didn't think I didn't think I would like him. It's like Colin Farrell in True Detective. I didn't think I'd like, or not Colin Farrell, McConaughey in season 1.
Half a dozen.
Colin Farrell. No. Colin Farrell was a train wreck. McConaughey showed up.
McConaughey was great in We Are Marshall.
I'd never seen that movie.
You saw We Are Marshall.
Well, I'm a WVU guy. Of course I saw. I'm supporting.
Harry Mays. Virginia, man.
That's right.
I know.
Harry Mays is our guest here on 97.3 ESPN. You can check out the new podcast. It's called Derailed. It's on our website, 973ESPN.com. It's similar to what is happening with this conversation. It's just all over the map.
Make sure you follow Harry real quick because he'll kill me if we don't mention this. At Harry Mays TU is the Twitter handle.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people giving us very nice comments right now. But
Harry's a pretty popular guy, man.
Yeah, my cousin, I'm his cousin, and he likes you more than he likes me as a radio host, and I'm very offended by this.
Look, man, I love your show. Whenever I drive down to the shore, I always listen because it's like you own the Jersey Shore, and now that sports gambling is down there in Atlantic City, man, I envy you guys.
Yeah,
well, hopefully we can be a part of that.
It's interesting because you're right, all the sports gambling. So the first weekend of the year, we went to the sports book up at Ocean, and
William Hill.
That's right. And I put my bet in for over/under West Virginia 7.5. So I go up and bet the over, and I'm like mesmerized in this place. I'm looking all around. They got bets on like the WNBA, and I'm like, dude, this is for real. Like this isn't just like it is crazy. And then the night of the UFC McGregor Khabib fight, they had a picture. There had to be 5,000 people in that book the other night.
Yeah.
And it's just unbelievable what has happened down here. So I'm looking forward to like what's going on next. But it is unreal that it took this long for them to figure out that this was a smart decision. That's what is mind-boggling to me.
You're absolutely right. And finally they made the right decision. Can you imagine what March Madness is going to be like, Mike, for that first couple days? Because I know, West Virginia's good in basketball, too, and you're big into that. That's going to be insane, Thursday through that Sunday of the first weekend.
You know what? And it's funny you mention that because every year we go down to spring training. Now, I take off and I coincide it with the first couple days of the tournament so that I don't have to work and I can watch. We literally are in Clearwater Beach watching from noon to midnight. But I literally just thought what you said when the gambling was, I might have to stay here those first couple of days to check out what it's going to be like in these sports books when that first day hits because it is going to be chaos in there.
You don't like baseball anyway. What the hell are you
I
doing?
love
right.
baseball. You know, Harry, I've gone to spring training for like 16 straight years. I don't know that I've seen a pitch.
Good.
The Frenchie's Tiki Bar is very powerful down there.
You're absolutely right.
I heard you guys, by the way, on the podcast today talking about London. You know, I heard you're not a fan of the London. I like the London game. In fact, I would trade the weekly London game. I like the 9 a.m. London game to get rid of that Thursday night game.
No. Thursday night, the games have gotten better, and it's just – what did you normally do on Thursday night? Hope that the Sixers or Flyers would be on, and then if they're not, then you don't have much.
College football game. You got a Temple AAC
MAC game on. Maybe Temple on Thursday night. That's true.
WVU's playing this week against Baylor.
See, this is just a selfish reason for you to move away from it, so that West Virginia can be on. Thursday night football, I enjoy, man. I'll watch the NFL any time of day, but if I had my choice, I like it during a prime time event.
It's gotten better.
Well, it makes me feel like I'm out on the West Coast visiting somebody when the game comes on at like 9 or 9:30. You know, like the West Coast, it's so great. Like the 1 o'clock games are on at 10, and you're basically done by 4:30 in the afternoon, and then you can actually go out and enjoy your evening.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
I like when I'm up because I'm up 8:30, 9 o'clock ish on the Sunday, and I flicked the TV on last week because I forgot that game was on, and I was like, all right, I'm into this game now. The 9 o'clock Sunday game makes me feel like I'm not sitting there watching the talking heads for 3 hours getting me ready for a game. So I'm all in for the London game, although I'm interested to see if I like it when my team's playing.
Right, that is going to be a different experience. But if you get up at 8:30, turn on the radio, guaranteed Shander's going to be on somewhere.
Hey, just so everybody knows, so we can be clear here, I don't have any pictures of you. I didn't kidnap any of your family member. I didn't put a gun to your head and say, if you don't do this podcast, I'm going to kill you. You're doing this on your own volition.
No, I enjoy working with you.
That's it. It's short and
right
sweet.
there. That was it.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
If you know Harry, that's as close to a great compliment as you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, I know, Harry. Bob, I look forward to now listening to this podcast on a weekly basis.
And it's going to be on the station as well, correct?
Yes, it will air tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. We will hear that leading into the Sixers
great
game tonight. So we will air that for the listeners. We also have it on our website. I showered with it today, as a matter of fact.
That's awesome.
Wow.
After I yearned on my hand.
That's special.
On my hand.
Yeah. See, now I can't even get 3 feet within Gil.
Yeah, you shared a bond that you didn't even realize.
No, I had no idea we were going this way, Harry. I apologize.
Yeah, that's okay. This podcast thing is perfect, man, at my age. I'll give you 40 of my best minutes, and you can listen to it whenever you want.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? Like 4 hours is just like repeating myself and taking phone calls. I don't know that I can do that anymore.
Hey, you know what? The best thing, and we mentioned this on the podcast, but the best thing about moving and doing a show like this with Ryan and Mike is that we're not derailed by going to somebody who's going to reiterate something that Ryan said 6 minutes ago or Mike said 2 minutes ago or something I said yesterday. And there's a fluidity to it that is definitely something I think the average ear can appreciate. It's different. It's not better or worse so much as it's different. Well, it's better for me, but maybe not for others.
No, I get it. I was listening to you guys. Sounds great.
Well, we're having fun, and but I said to Eytan, I guess when he first came on with us a couple of weeks ago, I said I had only met Harry like one time. Like I heard you say you had like 49 co-hosts. Is that accurate?
Yes, at least. Yeah, you and I met at a Villanova game, didn't we?
That's right. I was going to say, do you remember the time we met? It was It was the only time I've ever been to the Palestra. I went up that night, and then somehow I think I was meeting up with Fannin after the game, and that was the only. Yeah, we had met that one time. And that had to be 10 years ago. You were
at least
one of your 49. Who were you even part of? Yannicone.
I think I might have been still with Jamie Yannicone.
And Rob Ellis,
who's Mr. Villanova.
That's right. Oh man, I all the time Villanova this, Villanova here. I want to know how he has the currency to travel all over the country with this team.
I don't either, man. I tell you, he must. It's old money. It must be old money.
Well, looking
Good
forward.
for him.
Yeah, man. And so, so by the way, the poll that we had up earlier was McConnell or Fultz. Who should have finished that game out last night?
Well, as far as finishing it, I don't know, but Fultz cannot be on the bench for the final 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. I mean, you can't just stuff the – like, when are you going to find out what the kid has in his chest? Because that's what I'm worried about more than anything else. I don't care about the shoulder or the shot and all this stuff. I want to know what's in his chest. And the only way you're going to figure that out is to have him in a game and, towards crunch time, whether it's in the final possession or not. You got to figure this out. And it's not like T.J. McConnell plays, Bruce Bowen defense either. I know the coach is all about, all coaches, whenever coaches try to explain why so-and-so isn't in the game, they always go to do defense. T.J. McConnell isn't a great defender either.
No, and that's because there's no deep analytics that somebody can counter with Brett Brown and say, well, look at defensive possession. Offense, you can break down a category to a T, to a decimal point. But defense, it's just, is a guy a good defender or a bad defender? It's terrible.
Right. Yeah. No, that was really, really disappointing last night.
So last year, obviously, Super Bowl, everything was perfect. It was a storybook. Of all the storybook stories, what is the one that has gone wrong that has this team at 3-4?
Of all the storybook stories, I don't think it has to do with Carson Wentz. I think it might have to do with Doug Peterson, really. And we might be undervalued. We might have undervalued the brain drain that took place with DiFilippo and Reich. More importantly, DiFilippo leaving the coaching staff. I think there's more to that than we gave credit for.
Yeah, man.
Yep, and there's so many theories, that are out there. But Harry, you've been doing this a long time. When Andy started to get his assistants picked away, that's when this team started to maybe go downhill a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's a great problem to have because it always means that your team is successful when they're picking up your coaches. But it's at some point, and Andy, it took a while because he replenished the group, for years upon years, and then it finally just withered away. But I mean, Doug, might want to revisit this in this offseason.
All right, everybody, 7 to 8 tonight, 97.3 ESPN will air Derailed, where you can go and check out the video podcast or the audio version on our website, 973ESPN.com. It's Eytan Shander and Harry Mays.
Harry Mays and Eytan Shander. We should bill it correctly.
Okay.
No, it doesn't matter.
I wasn't prepped on that.
Well, no, so I'm saying Harry Mays and Eytan Shander so I can lead with Harry on Twitter and more followers are hit on Twitter. It's all strategic, Harry,
okay.
All right?
I see. Okay, there's a method. I get it.
No, you don't.
All right, man.
You haven't gotten my method. You just accept it. I love you for it.
Thanks so much.